Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, and I happened to arrive at a job site a little early this morning, so I have a few minutes, and I thought I would just make a quick little video just to say hi to everybody. Honestly, I don't have anything prepared mentally. I didn't plan on doing this, so it just, an opportunity came up, and it's been a couple of days, so wanted to say something at least. Like I said, just even if it's just to say hi. But while driving here, I was considering HEX's current performance on Coin Paprika, and man, we really crushed Digibyte this time. The last time we had passed Digibyte, I had made a video kind of moping over that fact a little bit just because of my previous affinity for Digibyte, and the hexologist had mentioned that recently in one of his videos. But since that time, I had shared HEX with some Digibyte people in one of their groups, and I basically asked, what's the annual percentage yield for your holdings of Digibyte? And someone said, well, there isn't any. If you have 100, this time next year you'll still have 100. And I said, well, that's too bad. Maybe you people should consider diversifying some of your assets into interest-bearing tokens like HEX. And the responses that I got from that were less than cordial. And it kind of left me feeling that the Digibyte community needs to learn a lesson in humility before they become a top 10 coin, which is a sentiment that I had expressed previously. So, yeah, we passed them big time. So, at least the last I checked on Coin Paprika, we were like 5 spots ahead of them. So, oh well, maybe they'll live and learn. But, we're closing in on another coin called OMG, which stands for Oh My's Go, I think. There's a guy that I know that was a big cheerleader for that coin who wasn't all that excited about HEX when it came out. So when that coin gets passed, that'll just be another milestone for our community. So another thing for an update to let each of you know is I'd mentioned in my last video that I'm working on a website and that I had recently finished my own personal testimony, and that's correct. That is published on there right now, and I'm presently working on the front page, which is going to talk about HEX. And the way I am presenting HEX to the reader is it's going to appeal to people who have absolutely no knowledge and no experience in crypto at all. So it's very basic, it's very elementary, just one paragraph as an introduction, making the point that in order to understand this, there's some new terms that you need to become acquainted with, and I define a series of 5 words that will allow the reader to connect with HEX. So, at least in a cognitive sense. So that's what I'm working on right now, and it's coming together very nicely. Unfortunately, I didn't have any time to work on it last night because I had some domestic responsibilities to take care of. So, but overall, everything is going great, and I'm also continuing on a book that I had mentioned in a previous video that I'm reading called The Body Electric, which is kind of pertinent, considering that we're in the middle of a pandemic, so any information on how to create health is beneficial. And so far in this book, I'm on, I think, the 4th chapter. I'm just starting. And so far, it's mostly talking about the writer, who is a doctor, is just talking about his experience trying to acquire funding to pursue the role of electricity in salamanders as they regenerate dismembered limbs, and the resistance that he encountered from the medical community in pursuing this, because at the time that was considered, stupid. And so, but eventually he was able to get the ball rolling. And like I said, the first 3 chapters are mainly talking about his work in studying that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he crosses this over into human physiology, because obviously our nervous system has to work on the basis of electricity. How else can information be transferred from our fingertips to our brain back to our fingers to tell us to take our hands off of a hot surface if it were not for the flow of electrical current? So anyway, it's a good read so far. I would definitely recommend it to anybody else that's interested. But other than that, everything, like I said, is going really well. My health is just as good as it's ever been, so I'm very thankful for that. And I hope yours is too. I had been listening to a doctor on YouTube who has exhibited quite a bit of concern over the whole COVID situation, and fortunately, he was relieved to admit that his projection of cases for Easter wasn't nearly as big as he had anticipated. So that's a good sign. I'm looking forward for summer. Here in Arizona, it gets kind of hot in the summertime, and viruses have a difficulty surviving in summer. So anyway, hopefully it'll get nice and hot where you live too. I never complain about the heat ever. I love it. So anyway, have a good day, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.